Check, check. Y'all hear me now? Give me a thumbs up if you can. My mic was off. So yeah, this the extension slides through like that so that you can use it as a T drive as well. All right, thank you, fellas. What are y'all up to tonight? Staying out of the beer joints. That's what we're doing. Yeah, have you guys tried this? VIM quarter inch. I've seen it on a few places on the YouTube, and I had a little bit of Apple Cash that was burning a hole in my pocket, so I went ahead and ordered one. And the more I mess with it, the more I like it. Um, it's got a real nice drive to it. Yeah. So the other thing I picked up that I know a lot of guys like when I make videos about these is these old Coleman lanterns and stoves and stuff. And I ran into this one. I didn't have one that ran on unleaded or white gas. All mine are propane lanterns. So I'm probably going to go ahead and dig into this and see, you know, see if it's ready to work. Um, but yeah, what JC Delta? What have you been up to, man? Jose, tell me what you've been up to. Have you been shooting? Yeah, the other thing is I've got a new toolbox. I traded a guy for this Blue Point, and man, I've been real happy with it. 5 drawer. It's about 7 years old, but it cleaned up really well, and it was a fair trade. I think these things retailed at like $1,700 or something like that. I hadn't spent anywhere near that. I traded him a noisemaker for it. Uh, but yeah, it's a good size. It holds. I mean, after 40 plus years, I pretty much know what tools I need at my disposal for most projects, and it holds basically everything. I've got a couple Craftsman boxes over there, 12 drawer boxes or whatever, that hold kind of the stuff I don't use as often. Uh, Jose J Delta says he's been shooting. You got a new CZ 457. Okay. Which one did you get? I've become a big fan of the CZ. That 455 I've got it. Absolutely love. So on these Colemans, the the plunger that you build pressure with, it's just a rubber or a leather piece right here. And a lot of times when you buy them, they've been sitting forever, and they get uh, they get hard. So you just put some oil on them, and they'll come right back to life. Okay, you got a custom built. Sweet, man. You need to email me a picture of that. I'd like to see it. I can probably pop over to your channel and see it too. But, yeah, I had to kind of take a little bit of time off from doing a bunch of videos because I got too hot. And CZ Jaguar iron sights are amazing. There was one I was looking at, had a little bitty short barrel on it. I can't remember the name of it. It was like a 16 1/4 inch barrel, threaded. Um, but I thought it'd be perfect to put a suppressor on, because the length of it would be right. It would look balanced. Um, but yeah, big fan of those CZs. I've got one down at the local getting spot. I'm actually trying to sell right now. It's the trainer. I think I've had it on the channel before. It's a good rifle, but once I got that American, I really like that thing. It is sweet. But yeah, you just put some oil on this, and it'll soften right back up, and then you get a good seal. You can get kits for these things. They're not that expensive. And these are dated on the bottom. I'll show you in just a second, just in case you don't know. Get this clip back on. Maybe I can bring it down here a little bit, show you. So yeah, there's just this little clip right here that holds this piece in. And then there's a little spot, that little hole right there. You just want to put some oil in there every once in a while. Keep it lubed up. I don't know if there's a little bit of fuel in there. Probably ought to dump that out though. There's no telling how long it's been in there. We'll put some fresh fuel in it. Let's see if we can get it to light off. I did a video the other day with one of the Coleman stoves to see if it would run on kerosene, and it does. You got to get that generator tube just smoking hot though before it'll light. But once it's lit, it burns great. So TJ says I shoot a 1974 Model 5 Bruno. I've never shot a Bruno, never handled one. They sound like good rifles though. Just haven't had one come across the local spot yet. Let me grab a bowl so I can drain this out. Get my old gas can here. So I was talking to a guy the past couple days that has a prototype Remington. They only made 5 of them, and it was a prototype that uses. They wanted it to use the Ruger rotary mag because the patent is basically ended on the Ruger stuff. And but anyway, they only ended up making 5 of them, and he ended up finding this thing on Gunbroker, but it didn't have a magazine. And he posted some pictures and talked about it a little bit on Reddit. And lo and behold, somebody had bought a box of parts. The gas looks actually pretty clean. I probably could have used it, but just in case there's some trash in there. Yeah. But yeah, this guy had bought a box of just random gun parts, and there just happened to be the magazine for that prototype rifle in there, which is just wild. I mean, what are the odds? There's probably only a handful of those magazines out there. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get him on the channel and talk about that rifle. Um, pretty sure that it did come out of the Remington, I guess R&D department. He had talked to somebody that worked over there at the time, and they verified that. So pretty neat stuff. Super lucky that he found. I'm gonna need a different funnel. Super lucky that he found a magazine for it. Jose, what kind of groups are you shooting at? Are you shooting at 50 yards with that CZ? Is that what y'all are doing? I need to get in on one of those challenges with you guys. Yeah, I'll grab that photo in just a second and see if I can pull it up. Woo! That had a little something in it. Well, I'm gonna put this down on the ground. I'm gonna get it on my computer. Well, I got some of it in the lantern. All right, that'll be enough anyway. How many rolls of blue shop towels do you go through every week? So I thought we got a decent deal on this old lantern. I think it was like $20. Sometimes they're kind of proud of them for some reason. This one, like I say, they're stamped on the bottom. This one was made in '79, and it looks like it has the original glass, but I didn't notice when I bought it. There's a hairline crack right there. Maybe we can fix it. Okay. J Delta says you have 50 yards. Wow. 0.18, 0.25. That's pretty tight. Pretty tight. Let's see. Lighter around here somewhere. Got a couple videos coming out in July. Okay. Yeah. I actually had the my Remington Model 34 out the other day. I don't remember why, but I need to make another video about that. That's just one of my favorite rifles of all time. It's such a neat design. Yeah, so if anybody that's not familiar with these old Colemans, the pump here, you basically just turn it to the right. That locks it down. To pump it up, you open it up, put your thumb over this little hole right here, and just pump away. So, yeah, we got some videos coming up, especially with like PGCA and RSA. They got a bunch of stuff that goes on in the fall, so we're gonna have some of those guys on. Hopefully, talk about some interesting rifles. Our friend George McAllister ran across a M1 carbine cutaway, which there's not a lot of those out there. Yeah, some of these run on, well, I think most of them will. If you can get them lit, they'll run on kerosene. Let's see, up, man. Open, quarter turn to light. Okay. Now let's see if we can get this bad boy lit. No. Maybe I need to turn this little thing back here. Let's see. Let's try. Let's pump her up again. Who else got live streams going on tonight? I didn't even look. I should have hollered at a boy Nibs, see what he's doing. I haven't talked to him in a while. Haven't talked to anybody in a while. Well, plenty of Okay, there we go. Whoop, there it went. I knew that was going to happen. I could hear it gurgling. Y'all about watch me blow myself up. Next thing you know, they'll ban lanterns from YouTube. There we go. Yeah, it needs some new mantles, but uh, let's see. Yeah, it's kind of burning, but it does need some mantles. I think I've got some somewhere. Let me, let's see. Where would I have put those? I'll have to think about that for a minute. But we got her to light anyway, right? So that's a win. Cool, cool. Yeah, I'm hoping I can fix this glass. What do you guys think would be a good glue for it? They get pretty hot. I don't know. I've got I've got a couple globes laying around I can put in it. Let's pull this. Yeah, let's let it cool off for just a second. We'll pull it out and see if it's all in one piece. So yeah, let's see what else. Yeah, I bought a few tools here lately. Um, oh, the big one, uh, the Knipex, the 6 inch. This is the 150. Really like this size, and I've got a little leather sheath that I've been carrying it in, and I didn't know if I would actually use them much. You know, out here in the country, you see a lot of ranchers and farmers and stuff. They carry a pair of slip joints on their hip like that. And let me tell you, since I've been wearing them on my hips, just like a pocket knife, if you have a knife in your pocket, you're going to use it all the time. Those pliers are the same way. I mean, it's all the time. I go to grab these because they're just super handy, and I like that 150, the 6 inch size. I had the larger ones, the 200s, and man, these things are great, especially for getting on, you know, stuff on the end. You know, if you got a broke off screw or something, these things will grab onto the world and not let go. I'm a big fan of Kinetic. Somebody just drove down our road. That's not usual for somebody to drive down our road. You bought one of those, the Knipex? Yeah, they're fantastic. Of course, you know, got the water pumps. These are the 180s, which is a good size. I'd like to have a set of the big ones too. Um, what other Knipex do we have here? The pliers wrench, great little tool. And they make a nice needle nose. Just the fit and finish on their stuff is fantastic. They make a good utility knife too. Neat thing about this is you can run the blade out and that you still get some flex. But if you need to stiffen it up, there's a backer that you can run out and that'll stiffen her right up. And they're good blades, come with good blades. So yeah, Knipex, man, they make good stuff. It's a little bit pricey, but you know, when tools work as well as those do, I think it's worth to spend a little bit more. Unfortunately, I tell people all the time, I hate buying new tools. I would much rather buy used tools, but it's hard to find Kinetic stuff used. Um, but yeah, as a rule, I generally look for used stuff. Let's see what other. Oh, I bought a. Yeah, speaking of used tools, I ran across this Snap-on IM31A, 3/8 inch drive. This is a That's a good one there, and man, it was I think it was $50, which I think is a good buy on something like that. I don't know what's a 3/8 air impact Snap-on go for new now. That's got to be well into the hundreds, I would imagine. Um, let's see. Trying to think. That's kind of it as far as new tools. I did get. Uh, yeah, they are good quality, very good quality. Yeah, I had a relative give me this, the Hen Shark 12-in-1 multi-tool. It's a hammer multi-tool. let's take let's take a look at this. This is one of those things, when you're at Kohl's or something like that. Yeah, bug. Uh, they're right there by the checkout, and yeah, and it says right here, best tool gifts for men. So how can they say no? A couple of hundred here. No, oh yeah, yeah. What's the Australian dollar to American dollars now? I don't even know, because I would think that Impact New would probably be 350, $400 US. I would think. I don't know. I used to go on the Snap-on truck every once. I wasn't a mechanic, but I worked in the industry, and I get on there every once in a while. But I've never bought new Snap-on tools. They were always way out of my price range, and for a home gamer, just too expensive. But yeah, let's see. Here's the hammer multi-tool. It's got a little lever over here that releases a set of pliers. And of course, you get your hammer and nail puller. Let's see what else is on here. Um, okay, well, you got a saw blade. Feels somewhat okay. $1 about 70 cents. Okay, so yeah, $300 or so. Man, I don't know what kind of. Oh, that's a horsefly. Yeah, he's getting ready to get the hat treatment if he doesn't leave me alone. Um, let's see. Well, they do lock. I'll give them that. That's that's something. Um, what are you guys carrying? What? Let me know what your EDC is. Are you a Leatherman Gerber multi tool type person, or you carry a pocket knife? What do you got in your pockets? I'm a Victorinox. Somebody got on to me the other day for saying Victorinox. Sorry, Victorinox. Get a little Phillips there and cap lifter. The people that complain the most on YouTube are people that never do anything on YouTube. They're the worst. And yeah, we got a file and a serrated blade, but it's yeah, pretty worthless. Um, Overall, I would give this a Doug score of like maybe 1.5. Uh, Let me know if you know what Doug scores are. But yeah, that's the the hen shark. That's uh, that's what we call a item that you regift to like uh, an in-law or something, an in-law that you don't really care for. So we'll throw that in the bucket, as they say. So yeah, well, we almost blew ourselves up with the lantern, um, but it's good to know that it works, and it's cooled off a little bit now. So let's pull this J Delta. Got a couple Gerbers. Yeah, man, I carried a Gerber Easy out for probably 15 years. I mean, I've plumb wore that thing smooth out. Those were kind of it was kind of a different deal, you know. Not everybody was making that kind of stuff back then. It wasn't like today. That was probably what, mid '90s when those came out. Um, Smith and Wesson pocket knife. Yeah, I've got a auto knife, Smith and Wesson. You know, you can own them here, but you can't carry them, which is kind of weird. But sorry, man, the bugs are like crazy. TJ in Australia probably can sympathize. Um, let's see. Oh, ooh. Anybody want to bet whether this comes out in one piece or it just falls apart? Should I just leave it in there? Man. Or maybe somebody's glued it. Got a crack all the way across here. Glued this. Let's pull it out. Why not? Okay, well, it's all one piece. Yeah, I think somebody has super glued this back together because this, yeah, this would have been the, I think, original that would have come in it. Got the little Coleman stamp there. Um, you just have to be gently with that, I think. You see all the soot built up on it. Anyway, yeah, I like these old Coleman stoves, and I guess a lot of you do too, because every time I make a video about them, people like to reminisce. You know, Dad had one, Grandpa had one, and there's not much to go wrong with them. They just keep on ticking. Let's set this to the side. See what else we can get into. Yeah, we had some yard sales here in the neighborhood this weekend, and one of the things I like for is hardware. And I found two bags, basically those soft-sided coolers, full of really good hardware like Torx screws, concrete anchored screws, tons of brads, staples. For I bought not too long ago. I bought this Craftsman staple gun, but I didn't have any staples for it, and I ran up on a mess of them in one of those bags that I bought. I think I paid $20 for two those soft-sided cooler bags. It's just plumb full of hardware or fasteners. And I mean, if you went to the hardware store to buy that stuff, it'd, be, I don't know, $300-400 or something like that. And what else did I get? I got some some bar clamps, some like 4 foot, 5 foot bar clamps. Got three of those, three squeeze clamps. I got this grinder. That's a good one too. That's a Yeah, Dayton commercial grinder came with that stand. They told me it didn't work, and I was like, fine. They wanted $20 for it. I was like, fine. I really just wanted the stand was worth $20, and they thought it was the switch, and so we brought it to the house and put the meter on it, and the switch was fine. And I thought, well, what if their extension cord was bad? And so we plugged it in, and she fired right up. So yeah, that's a $250 grinder all day. Um, so yeah, man, I love buying used tools. Um, like it's exciting to me to get a good deal on something like that. So I ended up spending maybe $100 at that sale, and man, I bet I walked away with well over $500 worth of uh, um, tools and fasteners. So let's see. Um, haven't really been watching the basketball games. I guess the Thunder and Pacers are tied up. I watched a little bit of the game. Was that last night? The Thunder looked like crap. They were. I think they got beat up by like 30 points. It was not pretty at all. Not pretty. Have you guys seen the new Ruger 1022 carbon fiber? They weigh like 3 pounds. They're just wild, crazy light. And I haven't been able to get my hands on one because every time they get one down at the local shop, man, they're gone like that. I think they're five 525 or something like that. Super light threaded barrel. Um, yeah, let me know if you have put hands on one of those, because that'd be a neat one to suppress. I may have to I may have to get one of those and add it to the stable. Uh, Jose, we need to get together and do some fellowship one of these days. Like I say, I've been down for a few weeks, but we're gonna get ramped back up. I need to get some insulation in this shop. Um, haven't seen them. Yeah, uh, man, you get your hands on one, it'll surprise you. Kind of like the old Remington nylons, how light they were. I think the Ruger might be even lighter. I don't know. I'm surprised that more companies haven't tried that. Um, but yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. There's a few videos out there on it. Um, maybe I could borrow one. I think Axel might have one. Surely I know somebody that's got one that I can borrow and at least show you guys. So yeah, have any of you guys dealt with Blue Point? It seems like a pretty good box. I mean, everything slides pretty good, kind of welded. I probably could have gone to Harbor Freight and got their $200 box, and you know, it might have been as good as this one. I don't know, but I would have had to go and get it and put it together. And this guy delivered it to me, which was nice. Yeah, speaking of big pliers, everybody needs a set of these, man. When you really need to turn something, those big old channel locks sure come in handy. This is a tool that I've had for years, and I didn't know exactly what it was. It's a Let me give you the number. It's a snap-on. Let me get my glasses here. Uh, 208 CP. It is for battery terminals, disconnecting batteries. See, when closed all the way, it doesn't close all the way. So, that's kind of the standard nut size on a battery. So, yeah, Snap-on 208 CP. Had them for years, and I didn't never never took time to look it up, see what it was. Um, I did use that on a battery the other day, and it worked quite well. Let's see. I was at Harbor Freight the other day, and I didn't have a set of long needle nose. And man, these come in handy when you need to reach and get down in there. Definitely need a set of those. One thing I was going to talk about the other day was so when I was building my tool collection, lived in a small town, and all you had was Sears. That was basically where you go buy your tools. And so, I bought a lot of this Craftsman stuff, and I'd wait for it to go on sale. I mean, inevitably they'd mark it down to like half price, and so like this set would have been like $10. But what's interesting is, so these are both made in the USA. Now this one here is the one that I bought. Um, that probably would have been, I don't know, 20 years ago. And I want you to listen to it. Now this is a little bit nicer one. Um, there's a part number on it, but listen to the difference. Just a much higher quality ratchet. And I don't know if there was a professional grade or what. This one is the one that I bought was a KU-4481, and this one that's a little bit nicer is a VT44995. But yeah, you can definitely tell a difference. And fortunately, I've got the good ones in quarter, 3/8, and half. Um, I don't have half in my box because I just don't use it that much. I'm not working on heavy stuff, and that's one thing. I'm going to do a toolbox review because a lot of these toolbox reviews, guys, either he's a mechanic or you'll have a guy that is a woodworker, or they're an iron worker. I do it all, man. Um, there's there is everything from woodworking to wrenching. I've got my welding stuff down there, circular saw. I'm a DIY guy through and through. I've worked in a bunch of the trades, and so when I set my toolbox up, I set it up to do all kinds of things. Really, it's kind of a problem solver. And what I like about this 5 drawers, I can roll it outside if I need to, or I can take it to this side of the shop, or I can take it to that side of the shop. And it's got all the stuff that I use all the time. Like I say, when you get decades of working on stuff, you just figure out um, the stuff that you use the most, and the rest of it you leave in your other boxes. Well, let me see. Yeah, I bought that little screwdriver holder up there. These boxes have holes on each side, but the screwdrivers sit kind of deep down in there, and I didn't really like that. So I got that magnetic tray so I can just grab my screwdrivers. These are I like these. They're the Philo or Fellow. I think it's Philo. They're German. full tang. Got that fancy little leather ring on there. I just like the way they feel. Plus, I got the nut driver there. Um, and I have their multi-bit driver as well, which I really like. It took me a while to find this one because it's a little bit longer. Um, but their bit storage is up here, and it's magnetic, and I've never had one fall out. And their bits are really good. They're really well ground. Um, you can jam that bit into a screw and pick that screw up. Cheap screwdriver, you can't do that. So yeah, if you're ever looking for a multi-bit, I like the Philo. The only bad thing about these versus like a Klein or something like that, I think the Kleins you can kind of bang on. Uh, you can't go banging on this one. Like the feel of the Philo screwdrivers, and I've been happy with this one. Uh, J Delta says I have to make room in my garage before I get a toolbox. It's a constant battle. Um, it seems like they fill up so fast with just a bunch of junk, and I just got done cleaning my shop out. We had that yard sale, and man, it was a mess in here, but I finally got things back to the way I like it, and I'm not all stressed out when I walk out here. I do have a project. That's the old John Deere 322 garden tractor. Um, I was mowing with it the other day, and I got to the far end of the property and it died. And I started it back up, it ran again, and it died. And I thought, well, maybe there's a PTO in the front that runs a deck. And sometimes if the air gap is not big enough, when it heats up, it'll shut things down. And so I got to looking at that, and that wasn't it. And I started thinking, seat switch or something like that. And guess what it was? It was out of gas. Raise your hand if you if you've ever worked on something and come to find out it was out of gas. J Delta says I have a lot of old computer parts. Okay, what do you do with them? What do you do with old computer parts? Do you build computers? I've got maybe you could help me out if you're a computer guy. So this is like the ECU, electronic control unit, I guess you would call it, out of a John Deere 332 diesel. And I went through the entire tech manual and I tested everything on that tractor. And this is the problem. I've opened this up and I've looked for scorch marks and I can't see anything, but I don't really know how to go through and diag each little diode in there. So, Jose, if you know how to do that, man, I'll send this to you and pay you to fix it. Let me open this up and you guys can look at it. For guys that are smarter than me, it's probably not really that complicated. But the tractor that this came off of, it runs like a scalded cat. It's only got, I don't know, maybe 800 hours, which is nothing on those old Onan diesels. So if I can get this computer fixed, man, that would be awesome. That's a stout little tractor. It doesn't look like much, But yeah, I'll show you the guts and glory of this thing. So it's kind of got, I guess, some switches here. Sorry. Yeah, I think these are like some kind of mechanical switches. Um, but yeah, I looked on the back and I didn't really see anything that stuck out to me. If you guys see something on there that, um, but yeah, I need to. There's a company, um, Auxiliary Hydraulics. They rebuild these. You know, you send yours in, and they send you one back that's fixed. But it's like $250. Um, so, but that's the one thing that's standing between me and getting that tractor running. So uh, it's got to be done. So if any of you guys know how to do that kind of thing, let me know. Yeah, we worked something out. Okay. Those are proprietary. There was a program for that particular one. Okay. Oh, energy saver turned on. Get some either wrap it up or let me plug my computer in real quick. So yeah, like I was saying, I need to get some insulation out here in this shop because it gets way too hot out here in the summer. If it's 100 outside, it's 115 in here. Okay, those black chips have info on them. Probably they're completely damaged. Okay. Well, I know that tractor sat out in the elements for who knows how long. Um, and I know it runs because we jumped the solenoid on it. Um, but you got to be careful doing that with these things because you need that shut off so that you don't get a runaway on it. But we did fire it up for a minute and then killed it just to. And I did run it around the yard and everything works on it. It works wonderfully. I just need to get this ECU repaired on it. But yeah, need to put some insulation in here, and I thought about doing some spray foam, but the more I look at it, I think I'm just going to do like that 2.5 inch or 3 inch blue foam and just glue it up there. I think it's going to be cheaper for one, um, and I think by the time if I bought a kit to spray out here and figured out how to do it and made a big mess, yeah, I think maybe just the foam boards. I don't know what do you guys think? Should I spray foam it or should I do the blue or pink foam or whatever it is? Uh, I guess it's closed cell. I think that's what you want is closed cell, so that you don't get issues with water and all that. So, we guys, I'm sweating, and I think I'm gonna wrap it up. But I just want to jump on here tonight. It's been a while. Yes, ECU is the brain. Yeah, and it's crazy. That tractor was probably made in '86. That I mean, it's a garden tractor, but it's a heavy duty lawnmower with a 3 point, and it's got hydraulics up front. And, but yeah, there is a little computer in there, a little brain. Um, yeah, those tractors when they were new, I want to say that tractor was probably in the neighborhood of $8,000, which I don't know with inflation, probably about like those 1024s or whatever they are that Deere sells today. They're, I don't know, probably 20 grand or better. But I think these old tractors right here are built better. The frame on those, I mean, it looks like a half-ton truck frame. It is massive. It is crazy the amount of weight that you can put on one of those old 300 series John Deere's. It's just wild. But guys, I'm gonna sign off, and we'll do. We got some gun content coming up, firearm content coming up, and I'll try to get back into doing the fellowship once a week. So, um, guys, thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Keep us in your prayers. We love you. Thanks for watching.